No shaders in this video, you know what that means. We are in Snapshot 24W40A. I assumed you already know the new features and stuff, so let's get into it. The first one is simple. Now that we have white fences, adding those white candles on top adds pointiness and makes it better. Additionally, you can make a tall version using stripped pale oak and some diorite walls. I find that they really blend in nicely, and at the top I added some additional end rods to add some more pointiness to it, and I think it looked great, especially if you're building some sort of a gothic mansion or something. I also added some extra decors around it with pale moss and some dead corals. Dead corals look great as a pale grass alternative, and yeah, overall it looked great. Here's what it looks like at night. It already has those lights because of the end rods, so no need for lanterns whatsoever. And here's another version with the non-strip pale oak and tough walls. I still prefer the strip one, but two choices are still good. Another fence you can do is with pale trapdoor just by placing them alternately, with one block being a block taller than the other. It's a really simple design if you don't like using fences. And to make it better, I added those pale moss carpet for that crawling vines effect, which adds to the look. The counterpart of the cherry blossom archway is this pale archway version, and they're pretty much the same except with a different shape, and of course the blocks and leaves used in this build. Now if you notice, I didn't use all the leaves and used pale hanging moss instead. I think it adds more depth and texture to the whole thing instead of it being just flat out leaves. Now for this part, do remember to place the trapdoors in a specific area of the block like I'm doing to avoid those repeating patterns. From here, it's pretty much done. All it needs is a little decorating around it, and for that, I'll be using pale moss, mossy cobblestone, and some grass for details. So that's pretty much it for the pale archway. Let me know how it compares with the cherry blossom archway. I'll make a poll about it in the community tab so you guys can vote. But yeah, moving on with the next one. This one is my favorite so far. Just by using a pale door, you can make a pale oak barrel. What made it look like a barrel to me is because of those textures, which look more aesthetic than the spruce one, and it gives off a lot of vibes to it. I also made another one with nether wart inside the barrel to make it look like a strawberry is inside. It looks really cool, especially with the pale trapdoors on the side. Oh, and you can also do the small ones. Here I just placed raw iron and it looked like a barrel of eggs, and together they look really great. For this next one, you might need a pale oak tree, because you can make a hanging pale oak sapling and it looks like they're hanging from the chains. It's a very simple and clever decor to put on a garden. Another decor you can do is with hanging moss, which looks like a plant when placed on a trapdoor. You can do this as well with barrier blocks if you're building in creative, and it looks much better, but from afar it looks like a tall grass, so that's that. But honestly though, they look nice. Now you can use the new strip pale oak to make another pale tree if you're not a fan of the pale tree's default look. It's just a matter of adding curves and smoothness on the trunk. It doesn't need to be perfect, and it's up to you how big or tall you want this tree to be. And depending on the tree, I added a little slope shape to the leaves to match the curve, and some hanging moss for extras. You can also add some foliage around the tree as well. And yeah, I really like how the tree looks cinematic in here. Similarly, you can use this to make a Truffula tree like the one from the Lorax movie, and comparing it to the birch log, pale oak is much better, especially if you place them in moss blocks with pink petals surrounding it. With pale oak fences, you can make large mushroom variants, including a white mushroom with pale oak slab, and mixing these with the small mushrooms really makes the whole build pop, so small details do matter. If you've been watching my secret build hacks videos, I made an unfinished paint wall design with just wood and concrete blocks, and I find it to be really useful in pale and oak as well, because it looks like you're painting the walls white. And to make it obvious, let's add the paints and some brushes. For this next one, you can make a simple creaking carpet with creaking hearts and pale oak logs. Looking at it, it looks like one of those dusty old carpets you don't typically wash, and I can see this being useful in an old mansion or haunted house build, something like that. And last but not least, if you're looking for alternatives on a white flooring, you can use strip pale oak log, and what I like about it is it looks like a marble texture when compared to other blocks like calcite, quartz, or polished diorite. Are these creak-worthy builds? Let me know in the comments. Also, 92.6% of you aren't subscribed yet. So if you like some more building vids like this, make sure to sub and leave a like. Very much appreciate. Discord and my socials will be in the description if you want to follow. Thanks for watching and bye bye.